Welcome back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a phenomenal day to dive into the latest Los Angeles drama, and we have an absolute blockbuster of an update for you. Let's get straight into the explosive chaos awaiting our favorite families. The Grenade pin has been pulled. The fuse is burning down to its final, terrifying millimeter, and the inevitable collision of fate and high-stakes consequences is about to detonate across every single fashion house in Los Angeles. This is no longer just a boardroom rivalry. It is an all-out scorched earth war where casualties are guaranteed, and the collateral damage will leave permanent scars on the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer dynasties. The battle lines have been irrevocably drawn. The betrayals have been cemented in the cold light of day, and the fallout is poised to shatter lives forever. We begin with the catastrophic morning after, a moment that will forever alter the trajectory of the Spencer legacy. The morning sun filtering into the Bikini Bar apartment does not bring warmth. It brings the crushing, suffocating weight of regret. While Spencer slowly blinks awake, his head pounding with the remnants of a reckless night, only to find Melissa Dillon lying right next to him. The sheer horror of the situation washes over him in real time. This is not just a hangover. It is the realization that he has crossed a line from which there is absolutely no return. Dillon does not miss a beat. She rolls over, completely unfazed by the gravity of the situation, and delivers a cheerful, sickeningly sweet good morning. The contrast between her smug satisfaction and Will's absolute devastation is cinematic perfection. Will cannot even muster a coherent response. His voice cracks into a guttural, agonizing groan that speaks volumes. That single sound is the death knell of his relationship with Elektra Forrester. He knows instantly that he has handed his enemies the ultimate weapon and destroyed his own heart in the process. This was never just a random hookup for Melissa Dillon. This was a calculated, predatory strike. She watched Will spiral. She saw the cracks forming in his armor after the violent brawls with R.J. Forrester and the intense pressure from his father, Bill Spencer, and she positioned herself perfectly to catch him when he fell. Dillon's cheerful demeanor in that bed is not innocent affection. It is the triumphant gloating of a woman who has successfully infiltrated the Spencer inner circle by exploiting a broken man's darkest moment of vulnerability. The psychological warfare here is absolutely staggering. Will is now trapped in a nightmare of his own making. He desperately wants to make things right with Elektra, to explain away the alcohol and the anger, but waking up next to her best friend is a sin that cannot be quietly swept under the rug. Dillon has effectively chained herself to his narrative. She knows that Will's guilt will consume him, and she is banking on the fact that this monumental betrayal will permanently sever his ties to the Forrester family, leaving him with nowhere else to turn but her. The tension violently spills over from the bedroom directly into the sleek, high-pressure corridors of Forrester Creations. The moment Elektra Forrester corners Melissa Dillon in the design office, the air is instantly sucked out of the room. Elektra is shaking, her eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief, heartbreak, and unadulterated fury. She has survived manipulation before, but this is a betrayal born from her innermost circle. Elektra stares down the woman she trusted with her secrets and demands the impossible. "Tell me that you didn't," she screams, her voice echoing off the walls of the fashion empire. Dillon's response is a masterclass in soap opera villainy. She does not cower. She does not apologize. Instead, a slight, chilling smile creeps across Dillon's face. That micro-expression is a devastating weapon, a silent confirmation that destroys Elektra's world in a fraction of a second. Dillon knows exactly what she is doing. By refusing to deny the hookup, she is intentionally twisting the knife, ensuring that Elektra feels every single ounce of the pain. She is looking her former friend dead in the eye and proudly claiming her victory over Will Spencer. This confrontation is not just about a stolen night of passion. It is the definitive end of a friendship and the birth of a vicious new rivalry. We know that Will Spencer is gearing up to beg for Elektra's forgiveness later this week. desperately trying to salvage whatever is left of their shattered romance. Dylan's slight smile and refusal to lie are strategic moves designed to completely sabotage that reunion. She is actively burning the bridge between Will and Elektra to the ground, salting the earth so that nothing can ever grow between them again. The professional fallout from this betrayal is going to be absolutely cataclysmic. How can Melissa Dillon possibly maintain her position at Forrester Creations after sleeping with a man who assaulted the company's patriarch and breaking the heart of a Forrester heir? Elektra is not going to stand by and watch her betrayer sketch dresses in her family's building. The calls for Dillon's immediate termination will be deafening. Steffi and Ridge Forrester are fiercely protective of their own, and Dillon has just painted a massive target on her back by messing with Elektra's heart. However, Dillon is playing a much larger game. If Forrester Creations throws her out on the street, she knows exactly where to land. Bill Spencer and Katie Logan are actively building a rival empire at Logan Designs, and they love nothing more than poaching Forrester talent. Dillon might just parlay this scandalous hookup into a lucrative position with the Spencers, trading on her new, intimate connection to Will. She is gambling her current job for a shot at true power, and her cocky demeanor suggests she believes she holds all the winning cards. Across town, the corporate warfare is reaching a boiling point of epic proportions. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, armed with generations of Forrester pride and boiling rage, marches directly into enemy territory. She kicks open the doors of Logan Designs, ready to completely obliterate the woman she holds responsible for fracturing her family's legacy. Steffi is not here for a polite negotiation. She's here for blood. She tracks down Hope Logan Spencer, fully expecting to see the timid, accommodating girl who used to back down from a fight. Instead, Steffi finds a completely transformed Hope Logan. Hope does not flinch. She does not cower behind a changing screen or apologize for her ambition. Standing firmly in the center of the Logan office, Hope looks Steffi dead in the eye and delivers a line that will echo through the remainder of the summer. "I'm here now, where I'm actually wanted, away from your control," Hope declares. In that single sentence, decades of biting her tongue, swallowing her pride, and living in the Forrester shadow evaporate into thin air. Hope has finally claimed her absolute independence. Steffi is visibly stunned by the sheer audacity of Hope's defiance, but a Forrester never retreats. Steffi steps closer, her eyes blazing with a dangerous, uncompromising fire. "You pulled the Grenade pin and you started a war," Steffi snarls, and the audience knows instantly that this is not a metaphor. Steffi intends to collect on this betrayal. Hope taking her talents, her name, and her creative energy to a rival company bankrolled by Bill Spencer is an unforgivable treason in Steffi's eyes. The battle lines are drawn in permanent ink. This showdown is the culmination of years of simmering resentment. Hope building something monumental outside of the Forrester shadow was never going to sit quietly with Steffi. Now, this rivalry has a name, a location, and a massive body count in the making. Steffi is promising a ruthless revenge campaign that will spare no one. She is ready to leverage every ounce of Forrester power, influence, and capital to crush Logan Designs before it even gets off the ground. Hope has embraced the chaos, and the fashion industry is about to be torn apart by their collision. While the corporate titans clash in the daylight, a far more sinister and terrifying threat is brewing in the shadows of Los Angeles. Alone in the eerie, suffocating silence of her dimly lit apartment, Sheila is undergoing a horrifying psychological shift. For weeks, she has been actively scheming, begging, and pleading with John Finnegan for a scrap of validation. She has tried tears, manipulation, and desperate appeals to his biology. But now, the frantic energy is gone. Sheila is sitting perfectly still, and that is when she is at her most lethal. Sheila has completely switched her focus. She realizes that Finn is a cracking, vulnerable target, but he is shielded by an impenetrable fortress. That fortress is Steffi Forrester Finnegan. The fierce, unhinged look in Sheila's eyes as she stares at the wall is enough to send shivers down the spine of any longtime viewer. She is no longer asking how to win Finn over. She is asking how to eliminate the obstacle. Why won't you open your heart to me and let me in, Steffi? Why? She whispers to the empty room, her tone dripping with a dark, obsessive malice. This is not the voice of a reformed woman seeking peace. This is the voice of a predator calculating its final, fatal strike. Sheila's obsession has pivoted entirely from motherly desperation to a lethal fixation on Steffi. She knows that as long as Steffi draws breath and holds influence over Finn, Sheila will never have the family she believes she is owed. The terrifying calmness in her demeanor indicates that she has stopped looking for permission and is now formulating a plan that does not require Steffi's consent. The danger Steffi is in cannot be overstated. She is currently fighting a massive, exhausting corporate war against Hope and the Logans, completely unaware that a monster is quietly sharpening its claws in the dark. Finn's resolve is already showing dangerous stress fractures. He wants to believe in his birth mother's redemption, and Sheila knows exactly how to exploit that weakness. If Steffi's attention remains divided by the fashion house feud, she will never see Sheila's devastating attack coming until it is entirely too late to defend herself. The board is set, the pieces are moving, and the stakes have never been higher. Will's catastrophic mistake has handed Dylan the keys to his destruction. Elektra is out for blood. Hope has declared her independence in the face of Steffi's wrath, and Sheila is preparing to unleash a nightmare unlike anything this family has ever seen. The explosion is here, and survival is not guaranteed for anyone. Will Sheila's lethal obsession destroy Steffi, or can the Forrester survive this war? Next, a fist flies, a jaw shatters, an empire trembles. Will Spencer is no longer just a heartbroken heir. He is a walking weapon of mass destruction, and his latest catastrophic target just might land behind bars. The collision was inevitable. For weeks, the tension between the Spencer and Forrester dynasties has been boiling over, but nobody expected the rivalry to devolve into a bloody, bare-knuckle brawl at the Bikini Bar. Well, Spencer has completely lost his mind. He is acting less like a billionaire fashion executive and more like an unhinged MMA goon looking for his next knockout. The target was supposed to be R.J. Forrester. The payback was supposed to be swift. But in a split second of blinding rage, Will's fist missed its mark and connected with the patriarch of the Forrester family. Eric Forrester hit the floor. The image of the legendary Eric Forrester collapsing under the weight of a Spencer sucker punch is burned into the minds of everyone in Los Angeles. Elektra Forrester's horrified screams echoed through the bar. Ridge Forrester's eyes darkened with a murderous, vengeful fury. This was not just a bar fight. This was an assault on a senior citizen. This was a felony waiting to be processed. The Los Angeles County Police Department should already be drafting the arrest warrant. Ridge Forrester is absolutely out for blood, and he has every right to demand justice. Well, Spencer has crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. He has battered RJ repeatedly. He has turned family gatherings into war zones. And now, he has laid out the most respected man in the fashion industry. Will is spiraling out of control, entirely consumed by the toxic, pugnacious rage that runs deep in the Spencer bloodline. He lost Elektra Forrester because of his fists and his secrets, and instead of learning his lesson, he doubled down on the violence. He is a man standing on the edge of a cliff, staring down the barrel of a lengthy prison sentence. If he does not straighten up immediately, he is going to trade his tailored suits for a bright orange jumpsuit. Enter the savior. Enter Wyatt Spencer. During the explosive week of July 27th to 31st, fans can look forward to a massive, game-changing intervention. Wyatt Spencer is officially stepping into the ring, and he is not pulling any punches. Wyatt has just returned to Los Angeles, bringing with him the priceless hope for the future Diamond and a lifetime of hard-learned lessons. He sees exactly what is happening to his younger brother. He sees the chaos, the destruction, and the impending legal doom. Will is still young, reckless, and dangerously misguided. Bill Spencer might be laughing at the Forrester family's misery, but Bill's brand of ruthless encouragement is the exact poison Will needs to avoid right now. Will needs firm, unwavering guidance. He needs a father figure who actually understands the emotional toll of losing everything. Wyatt is stepping up to the plate to deliver the ultimate dose of tough love. Explosive spoilers tease that Wyatt corners Will in a highly anticipated, emotionally charged showdown. Wyatt is not going to coddle his brother. He's going to break him down to build him back up. Wyatt knows exactly what it feels like to lose the woman you love. He knows what it feels like to be directionless, angry, and completely adrift in a city that feeds on weakness. Over the years, Wyatt has navigated some of the most chaotic, heart-wrenching romances in soap history. He lost Hope. He lost Steffi. He lost Flo. He is currently single and deeply familiar with the agonizing sting of a broken heart. Wyatt is in the perfect position to counsel Will on the brutal realities of love and loss. He's going to look his brother dead in the eye and tell him to put his big boy pants on. Beating up your elders is not a coping mechanism. Assaulting your rivals is not a badge of honor. It is a one-way ticket to a jail cell. Wyatt will demand that Will stop acting like a street thug and start acting like a man. Life goes on. The world does not stop spinning just because Elektra Forrester decided she prefers the safety of RJ's arms over the unpredictable danger of Will's temper. Will and Elektra are over. The damage is done. The bridge is burned, soaked in gasoline, and completely reduced to ashes. Ivy Forrester manipulated the situation, sure. RJ took advantage of the vulnerability, absolutely. But Will is the one who threw the punches. Will is the one who sealed his own tragic fate. Wyatt's message is going to be harsh, but necessary. He is going to remind Will that the Spencer men do not beg, and they certainly do not throw their lives away over a high school-level rivalry. But Wyatt's intervention comes with its own layer of scandalous, jaw-dropping intrigue. Hot, scorching B&B spoilers hint at a wild, unverified rumor surrounding Wyatt's own love life. Wyatt is no longer with his last serious girlfriend, Flo Logan. But he did not arrive in Los Angeles alone. He arrived with Shauna Fulton. The rumor mill is absolutely on fire with speculation that Wyatt and Shauna might be crossing forbidden boundaries. The show has deliberately refused to clarify their exact relationship status, leaving fans to wonder if Wyatt is currently involved with his ex-fiancee's mother. Shauna recently mentioned to Katie that Wyatt has been totally directionless since his breakup. She knows him intimately. She understands his pain. If Wyatt and Shauna are secretly hooking up, it adds a massive, complicated layer to Wyatt's advice. He knows exactly where Will is coming from because he is living his own messy, unconventional truth. Wyatt can speak to Will not as a hypocritical authority figure, but as a flawed, experienced man who knows how to survive the wreckage of a shattered romance. If Wyatt's tough love actually breaches the walls of Will's stubborn anger, he might just save his brother's life. He needs to get Will to see that punching every single person who makes him mad is a catastrophic strategy. Ridge Forrester is currently plotting a legal and corporate bloodbath. If Will does not publicly apologize, stand down, and change his behavior, Ridge will absolutely press charges for the assault on Eric. Wyatt is racing against a ticking clock. He has to deprogram Will's violent instincts before the police arrive at the Spencer estate with handcuffs. And Wyatt has one more crucial piece of advice for his heartbroken brother. Look around. There are plenty of fish in the Pacific Ocean. Los Angeles is crawling with beautiful, ambitious women who do not carry the heavy, suffocating baggage of the Forrester name. Will does not need to obsess over Elektra. He does not need to fight RJ for a prize that has already walked away. He needs a distraction. He needs a rebound. Enter Melissa Dillon. Dillon is the ultimate predator waiting in the shadows. She is one of those fish Wyatt is talking about, and she is swimming directly toward Will's bleeding heart. Dillon has been playing a calculated, patient game. She watched Ivy manipulate Elektra. She watched Will spiral. She kept the secrets, played the loyal friend and positioned herself perfectly for this exact moment. Dylan would be absolutely thrilled to have the chance to rebound with Will. She has already made her aggressive moves at the beach house, pouring on the charm and offering him a temporary escape from his misery. The show has been heavily dropping hints about a scorching, undeniable hot hookup between Will and Dylan. She is ready to pounce. Scorching spoilers indicate that Will and Wyatt's heart-to-heart talk comes at a dire, pivotal time for Will. He is at his absolute lowest. He is vulnerable, angry, and desperate for validation. If Wyatt convinces Will to let Elektra go, Dylan is standing right there, ready to pick up the pieces. She will offer him the physical comfort and the ego boost he desperately craves. But a hookup with Dylan is a dangerous, explosive game of Russian roulette. Dylan knows the truth about Ivy's stolen letter. She knows exactly how Will and Elektra were torn apart. If Will sleeps with Dylan, and the truth about Ivy's manipulation eventually comes to light, the fallout will be apocalyptic. Will realize he slept with the woman who helped keep him in the dark. For now, Will is blind to the incoming betrayal. He is only focused on the pain of losing Elektra and the terrifying reality of his legal jeopardy. Wyatt's intervention is the only thing standing between Will and a total, catastrophic meltdown. Wyatt is stepping up to be the father figure Bill Spencer refuses to be. Bill is too busy gloating over the Logan fashion victories to notice that his youngest son is about to be booked into a county jail. Bill sees Will's aggression as a Spencer trait to be weaponized. Wyatt sees it for what it really is, a cry for help. A destructive, ruinous path that will end in tragedy. Will Wyatt be successful? Can he get Will to act civilized, drop his fists, and walk away from the Forrester feud? Or is the Spencer rage too deeply embedded in Will's DNA? Does Will actually need to sit in a jail cell for hitting Eric Forrester to finally wake up and realize the consequences of his actions? The stakes have never been higher. The Spencer brothers are facing their greatest test yet. Wyatt is trying to pull Will back from the brink, but the gravitational pull of the Forrester-Spencer war might be too strong to escape. Will must choose between the destructive path of violence or the painful path of maturity. He must choose between fighting a losing battle for Elektra or moving on with the eager, waiting Melissa Dillon. Every single decision Will makes this week will echo through the halls of Spencer Publications and Forrester Creations for months to come. The fashion war is no longer just about dresses and diamonds. It is about survival, freedom, and the absolute limits of family loyalty. Wyatt is laying it all on the line. The tough love is coming. The reality check is here. Will Spencer is about to face the music, and the tune is absolutely terrifying. Will Wyatt's desperate intervention save Will from prison? Or is the youngest Spencer destined to pay the ultimate price for his violent rampage? Sound off in the comments and subscribe for more.